Hello and welcome to another episode of Chalk Talk here on the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show YouTube channel. Unfortunately, we have another ugly Kentucky basketball performance to break down today. Obviously, the Cats lost on Wednesday night to Missouri, 73-68 at Rupp Arena. The Cats are now very squarely on the bubble, probably at best, for the NCAA tournament after what became a quad two home loss. But obviously, the issues go much deeper than that. And going forward, Kentucky has some very major issues, especially on the offensive end, to address. We're going to talk about some of the timing problems that this Kentucky team has and why they're unable to execute some of the set plays. Offensively, we're going to talk about how they just fail to gain any sort of an advantage off of ball screens, some of that coming from major spacing issues. And then also we're going to address how they just simply do not share the ball with one another very well. They do not process playmaking well at all. They do not find and deliver the ball to open teammates well at all. And we have several clips here, so let's go ahead and dive in. But please first make sure you are subscribed to us here at the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show on YouTube. Leave this video a like, hop in the comments section if you feel so inclined. And you can also find me on Twitter at BRamseyKSR. Let's get going on the film here. The timing issues were early and often. This is something I talked about even going back to the last game, losing at Alabama. But we saw a new set play here, a nice wrinkle from Kentucky. In theory, this is a good opportunity to get Jalen Lowe coming downhill to his strong hand, but there's also a back screen, a diagonal back screen being set here for Mo Diabate. And timing is really the essence of this set play, and Kentucky did not execute it both times they ran this play. You need that back screen and the handoff to happen simultaneously so that you can get Mo Diabate in a perfect world, like right here with 2 feet in the paint to lay it up or dunk it. But you can see right now, Jalen Lowe's already turning the corner, getting downhill, and Mo Diabate is not even to the level of that back screen yet. So now all we have is we're closing this space when we really want to use it for Mo to cut into, and that timing miscue really throws off the entire set. Now you can see, Missouri is just completely crashing down to take that away. Lowe ends up driving it to the middle and gets his shot swatted out of bounds. 1 of 6 from 2-point range from Jalen Lowe in this game. This is the exact same set play, the very first play coming out of the halftime locker room. So you would like to think you really took some time to walk through it and talk down to the dirty little details of how timing would be so important here, especially since you didn't execute it the first time around in the first half. Again, you get this handoff for Jalen Lowe, but this back screen, it needs to be set sooner. Or probably what needs to happen is actually this needs to come a little bit slower, because always just now getting over here, this needs to happen slower so that they're simultaneous. Once again, look at where Jalen Lowe is with the ball. This is like in a perfect world where he would start really looking for Mo, and he's not even coming off of the back screen yet. Also, you kind of see Mo, like he would maybe start to come open here along the baseline, but Jalen Lowe's already given up on the play and is snaking it back into the middle where there's all of this congestion. I mean, look at the Missouri defenders here. It's like they're almost in this super sucked in 2-1-2 defense. They darn near have almost everybody in the paint. It's elbow, SEC logo, block that they're able to play defensively. That makes it really hard to get paint touches, to get good looks around the basket. I don't believe anything good comes of this possession. Nope, you end up turning it over. So those are 2 plays that really kind of got blown up immediately because of timing issues for Kentucky offensively. Plays that you could have executed but didn't because of those little detailed miscues. Same thing. Actually, this is one of the first zone looks that Missouri gave Kentucky. 16.6% of Missouri's possessions on the defensive end are played in a 2-3 zone defense. That is the second most among all high major schools, trailing only Baylor at 16.8%. So Missouri plays as much zone defense essentially as anybody in the entire country, and it seemed to throw Kentucky off when you just watch them pass the ball around we get pass, stand, 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 pass, shoot. Nobody went anywhere. You're not really moving the defense there. Like that's shell drill. Like that is literally when you're evaluating your shell drill defense, and you tell your JV guys to just kind of pass it around the perimeter so you can watch the rotations. That's what Kentucky was doing there for Missouri defense. You were just putting them through shell drill, and you miss a three. That was just an embarrassing zone offense execution, lack thereof, from Kentucky. Here's another timing issue with this Jaden Quainitz back screen. He is going to come open like right here with 2 feet in the paint. You can see it like right now is when Jaden Quainitz needs to be getting the ball. And you probably need to start reading it like here. But now look at where Jalen Lowe is. He's still all the way up here by the 28-foot mark and pushed out all the way to the sideline. He needs to already be like down here so that he can get that ball delivered to Jaden Quainitz. There's no way that he can get it delivered from up there. So now Missouri has time to get back and recover. So now that they are there, they push him out. They push him out. Now he gets a catch out here as opposed to getting a catch here where he can maybe just turn and score it immediately. And the difference ends up leading to a turnover after a few dribbles. So those little details, again, those timing pieces of these plays, those things that should be really established and nailed down in walkthrough, is frustrating to watch the lack of execution from Kentucky on some of these set plays. A different but somewhat similar issue in terms of timing right here on this high-low look. Mo Diabate has turned around now. Malachi Moreno is open. He has his man sealed and ducked in. He has 2 feet in the paint. Can we get maybe a right-handed bounce pass? Can we get something over the top here? Any way to get Malachi Moreno the ball right now is what you need to do. But now we wait a beat. He's still open. Don't get it to him. Still open. Don't get it to him. Now we throw it. It has to happen sooner. Right now. Too late. And then as soon as it's too late is when he throws it. Then he throws his hands up in the air. You have to get the ball to him sooner or live to fight another day. Other issues with Kentucky offensively is just the spacing when you drive it into the paint. Look at Jalen Lowe here. Yeah, it's great that he got a paint touch, but you have Mo Diabate's man there in the way. You have Jaden Quainitz's man there in the way. There's just nowhere to go, really, with that ball. So you drove it into a crowd. Now we're going to drive it into a crowd again with Mo Diabate. I think he got bailed out with a foul call there, but it's just so hard to get anywhere off of these ball screens when you have a guy rolling into space that's already occupied by your format. It would really be nice if Mo Diabate could be out here, but quite frankly, even if he was, as we saw throughout the game, the defense very likely is still going to be standing with 2 feet in the paint. Probably just need to kick this back out right here and see if you can drive it, and maybe 2-man game with Ortega Oweh. There's nowhere to take it there. See what we get here. Early ball screen, Denzel Aberdeen. That's just a quick shot. I mean, look, you got 21 seconds on the shot clock, and this is part of the problem with Denzel Aberdeen when he comes off these ball screens, is that he is pretty much an individual playmaker. That he has to get to his own shot because he's just not going to read what's happening over here. Again, it's tough to roll to the basket when you already have one guy in the paint, but like right now, this ball needs to be getting thrown to Brandon Garrison. He is athletic enough that he might be able to catch this, one dribble dunk it, one dribble lay it up, one dribble get fouled, whatever it might be. It's going to be probably better than this. That ball has to go to the roll man right now, or else teams are just going to continue to really suck it into the paint because they just don't believe that Kentucky can make them pay in these sort of ball screen situations. Colin Chandler is the ball handler here, obviously getting pressured. Hard for him to get downhill past his man. Aberdeen gets it knocked away from him. The guy you want to get more shots for, he is wide open in the corner. His man has 2 feet in the paint while Denzel Aberdeen drives it to his strong hand, to his right hand. This has to be a pass to Cam Williams, and instead it's a missed floater. He's gotten pretty good at using his butt, that little Chris Paul move, and snaking it back towards the middle. But if you're going to snake it back towards the middle, this can't always be for your own shot in the paint here. You want to get plays for Cam Williams, get the ball delivered to him so he can shoot the 3. Kentucky is just not sharing the ball on their drives at a high enough rate. I think we see it here from Jalen Lowe as well. Kentucky did a pretty good job against Missouri. I guess there's sometimes where I didn't really love it, but at least it looks okay on film. Like snaking it back in here against these ball teams. But again, this is Jalen Lowe getting back to his strong hand, to his left hand. You have Otega-Oweh right here, whose man, like, this is the good part about having Jalen Lowe in the game, is that he's the one guy on Kentucky's team that creates help defense like this. Like he got Otega-Oweh's man to go put 2 feet in the paint. So let's deliver it to him here and then see if he can either, probably one of 3 things. Can he catch and shoot 4-3? Can he attack the closeout, maybe off of Jalen Lowe's butt and drive it in there? Or can he get Cruz to step up, and then you one more to Denzel Aberdeen, who can either shoot it or drive it to the basket? When none of those things happen, you end up with an off-balance runner. Like that is how you shoot 1 of 6 from the field and go the whole first half with 5 3-point attempts, one of those being from 3/4 court as the buzzer sounds. This ball, I get it. Like, we're not talking about Kobe Bryant and Jackson Robinson spotted up over here, but the ball still has to get to them, or else, like, we're just going to be mind-numbingly terrible on offense throughout this season. At least give yourself a chance to make some catch and shoot threes and get the ball delivered out here on the perimeter. Now we're going to talk about the spacing issues. Wrap things up here. Good drag ball screen. Jalen Lowe coming off to a strong hand, but look at what he has to drive into. Not only does he have Moreno's man, who is in drop coverage, you get Denzel Aberdeen's man, who's in here to tag on the roll a little bit, but then you have Mo Diabate just posting up on the block that you're trying to drive it to. So there's no play to be made to the roll whatsoever, and there's really no play to make on your own because your own teammate is in your way. So that blows up before it ever really gets started. Now you get a reversal. Otega-Oweh is going to try to make something happen here, but then Mo Diabate just goes and occupies that same space. It very much got Otega-Oweh to pick this up, his own man, flashing to the high post here. And then here's another example. I like elbow catches for Mo Diabate in theory. Look, and this is also him to his strong hand, his left hand down the lane line. But look at this. You get Jalen Lowe wide open. Denzel Aberdeen wide open. I get it. Not the biggest shooting threats, but you have to get the ball delivered to them, or else this is what it's going to look like defensively all season, where you put 5 guys in this tiny little box around the paint because they don't trust you, A, to make outside shots, and B, to even feed your teammates on the perimeter. We're going to see a similar issue here, I think. It's tough to set these ball screens for you to come off to the 2-man side. Like, these guys need to be on the weak side, so there's just a little bit more room to play in here. Again, they're able to tag off of Oweh to take away the roll. There's just nothing there. There's just guys sort of in the way because they can be in here with with active hands and feet towards the paint. Just a runner probably need to do this right here. It's frustrating that Jalen Lowe, 2 assists on the game, 2 of 11 from the field. That can't happen. You cannot be 1 for 6 from 2 as your point guard and have 2 assists. You gotta share the ball. Couple issues here. One, as we talked about, Denzel Aberdeen comes off of these ball screen handoff situations. He's not even really thinking about what's happening on the backside. It's really hard for him to process that while also coming off, while also thinking about scoring, which he's doing quite a bit. But in theory, this is all Jaden Quaintance's space to roll into, and you could probably get him the ball here, but Mo Diabate is just already there. Again, he set the down screen in this zoom action and then just rolls into the space that he knows that Jaden Quaintance is about to roll into himself. So there's nothing to get there. You look at it. All right, now we get a reversal. Jaden Quaintance driving it into a crowded area. We get really lucky. He actually scores this one, but it's just congested. It's just so congested in there. Staggered ball screen. I mean, they're just simply not guarding Mo Diabate at this point. We'll identify his man. Here's 25 Mitchell is the one guarding Mo Diabate. Like, it's no wonder you can't get the ball to Jaden Quaintance on the roll because his man can just get all the way down in there and you can just have one guard too because you don't have to guard Mo Diabate at all. So Jalen Lowe keeps his dribble alive, Wouldn't it sure be nice if this guy could shoot so you could send it up here for a wide open shot? But not only does that happen, but then you get Mo Diabate just coming down. He's running at the ball like it's YMCA hoops, and Jalen Lowe has to pick it up because he darn near runs in to his own teammate. Get it out to Mo Diabate. End up with this Otega Oweh shot. And it's really not Otega Oweh's fault. Just a brutal play to watch. Here you get a staggered ball screen. Normally, when you set staggered ball screens, somebody's going to roll, somebody's going to pop. But when it's Malachi Moreno and Brandon Garrison, you're not overly excited about either one of those guys popping. And here, neither one of them does it. You just have Brandon Garrison rolling first and Malachi Moreno rolling second into the same space that Jalen Lowe's trying to drive it into. So now look at what it looks like when he gets into the paint. There are 3 Missouri defenders between him and the basket now. And he pulls up with 16 seconds, gets blocked, sent it the other way. Kentucky's once 68-55 lead, immediately cut in half, 66-62. Just frustrating from an execution standpoint for Kentucky. Again, like I talked about, timing, major issue. Getting the ball to open teammates, major issue. Spacing, major issue. It's going to be it for today's Chalk Talk. I know it wasn't very fun. We're going to be back with a Zoom action episode, I'm sure, coming up soon with Zach Gagan. So make sure you subscribe to the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. Also subscribe here to the Brandon Ramsey College Basketball Show, where we're going to have more of these throughout the season. And as always, go follow me on Twitter as well at BRamseyKSR. Thanks for watching.